Hey, Mike with Vanco here, and today's video I'll be walking you through a 14-step homecoming dance planning checklist, so let's get into it. Now, homecoming is a huge event that happens every year at a school, and it can be one of the most stressful times of the year for event planning. But thankfully, if you have an event planning checklist to follow, this can be a lot easier. And so that's what we'll be going through in this video. So the first step is to build your team of volunteers. This can be students looking to take on some leadership responsibility, but also maybe some faculty on hand that can help plan the event as well. Step number 2 is to create a basic to-do list. And so this can contain things like the date of the event, the overall theme, the location, decorations you want to include, refreshments, and more. The third step is to delegate duties to the appropriate volunteers. So this can be monitoring how the budget is used, securing contracts for vendors, advertising the dance and selling tickets, and creating a check-in system between event hosts and volunteers to make sure everything flows smoothly. The fourth step is to find an advisor for your homecoming committee. And so again, all student groups are going to need a faculty advisor, so make sure you find someone for this that can handle that responsibility. They can provide support to the students as they go through the planning process and can be a key asset to making sure your event goes off without a hitch. The fifth step is to collect quotes from vendors. So a key element to creating a successful homecoming dance is having a budget. And if you don't get quotes from vendors, it can be very hard to determine what type of budget you need, if you'll be able to make up the funds from selling tickets alone, or if you need to do additional fundraisers for your event. So you want to request quotes for things like the venue, catering options, DJs, photographers, or even professional decorators, depending on the scale of your homecoming dance. A key part with this is to request quotes from at least 3 vendors for each area to make sure you get the best price for your event. Now, tying into this is step number 6, and that's creating your budget. So again, you want to review the quotes you've received and also compare numbers with the previous year. You also want to outline budgets for different levels. So again, it's must-haves, things you'd like to have, and other additional options, and determine what level of budget you need for each one of those. And so as I mentioned, this can tie into potential fundraising you need to do. A key mistake people often make is thinking that ticket sales alone will cover the entire cost of your homecoming dance, and usually that's not the case. So one way that we've simplified this process is we put together a free webinar with Vanco breaking down how you can fundraise effectively for your events. So if you'd like to access that, there'll be a link in the description below where you can do so. The 7th step is to start fundraising. And so at minimum, you want your homecoming fundraisers to begin at least a week before the event. This gives you ample time to collect those funds and utilize them towards your event. This is also important because a lot of vendors will require you to sign contracts several weeks before the event. Some key ideas for fundraising can be things like bake sales, car washes, and much more. Step number 8 is to secure your vendors. Once you've reviewed all the vendors and looked at the quotes, you want to choose the best one. Make sure the contracts are reviewed and signed and approved before your event. You also want to make sure that all vendors are appropriately accommodated so they can pull off their end of the bargain at your event. The 9th step is to choose a theme for your homecoming dance. So you could do things like a night under the stars, disco fever, carnival theme, a masquerade ball, lots of different options. The 10th step is to purchase homecoming decorations. With this, you want to see what you already have on hand for previous years. Can they be reutilized for this upcoming homecoming dance? You can ask students to help with decorations, and if you're shopping around, see if any stores will give you a discount for being a school. The 11th step is to sell tickets to your homecoming dance. So with this, you want to announce that the dance is coming up, make it simple for students to buy tickets. Vanco Events can help with this by letting you host your event and sell tickets online. You can send out a parent newsletter promoting the event, and with Vanco Events, you can even set up QR codes that you can post around the school where students can buy tickets right between classes. The 12th step is to create a day of plan. And so the day of your event can be a hectic time. You're coordinating the dance, you're coordinating the students, getting the vendors together. So having a day of plan can really simplify things and make this a lot less stressful. So this could be things like a floor plan for your event, showcasing where DJs are, where caterers need to go, where banners and balloons are placed, and much more. You want to have a schedule for your chaperones. And their specific duties they need to carry out throughout the event. You also want to factor in any other additional plans like a coat check or announcements that might happen throughout the event. The 13th step is to develop a contingency plan. Now hopefully your event goes off without any issues, but you want to plan for potential issues like bad weather, vendor errors, and potentially backup chaperones if people cancel last minute. Finally, the 14th step is to use Vanco Events for your ticketing system. As I mentioned, this can really simplify things. You can sell tickets online, you can promote them through social media, you can print off QR codes to post around the school to increase ticket sales, and much more. So if you'd like to learn more about using Vanco Events to host your homecoming dance, and other events at your school, there'll be a link in the description below where you can request a demo and set up a time with our team to walk you through how simple it can be to host events for your school with Vanco Events. So if you'd like to learn more about that, click on the link in the description below. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new videos we put out to help you build a successful program. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.